The issue of land ownership on Guam is deeply tied to the rights and responsibilities, both historically and in the current context. These concepts are interwoven in the way land laws have developed and the ongoing debates over the rights of the Chamorro people, the island's indigenous population, to reclaim and retain ownership of their ancestral lands.
A fundamental right. At its core, land ownership on Guam is about the right to possess, control, and make decisions about property. For the Chamorro people, this right is especially significant because their ancestral connection to the land is a key part of their cultural identity. However, colonial policies over the centuries have determined this right, leading to the displacement of native populations. Under U.S. law, the Organic Act of Guam and Guam Land Title Act outline who can own land, but these laws have created tensions, as they allow non-natives to own large portions of land while restricting native Chamorros, many of whom lost land during periods of colonization and military occupation. 2. Indigenous land rights and sovereignty. One of the primary rights at stake is the right of indigenous people to their ancestral lands. Many Chamorros see their historical and cultural ties to the land as a foundational right that should be respected and preserved. Legal challenges and advocacy for the Chamorro Land Trust Act seek to protect and ensure land rights for Native people, aiming to provide opportunities for those who lost their land to return ancestral properties.
Government responsibility in protecting rights. The government, both local and federal, has a responsibility to balance the rights of landowners, including native Chamorros, with national interests, including military and economic priorities. The military's control of land and its expansion have often been at odds with local landowners, especially the Chamorros who feel their rights to the land are being infringed upon for the sake of U.S. military strategy. A key responsibility of the government is to ensure that these rights are not disregarded and that fair compensation and reparation are provided when land is taken.
Personal responsibility of landowners. For those who own land on Guam, there are also a responsibility to respect local customs, culture, and environmental sustainability. Non-native landowners in particular are sometimes viewed as having a responsibility to contribute to the broader social good of the island and be mindful of the historical context of their land ownership. Ethical land ownership is increasingly seen as one that acknowledges the past injustices that led to the displacement of Native people and works towards restitution.
Responsibility to the future generations. The current generation of residents on Guam has a responsibility to preserve and restore the island's land for future generations. The struggle for land restoration for the Chamorro people is not only about reclaiming lost properties, but also about ensuring that the land remains an integral part of their cultural heritage. Legal initiatives like the Chamorro Land Trust Act emphasize the responsibility to maintain indigenous connections to land and pass down the benefits of land ownership to future generations, thus fostering both economic stability and cultural continuity.
The article concludes by highlighting various efforts to preserve land for future generations. It discusses legal reforms, including the Chamorro Land Trust Act, which seeks to provide land for native Chamorros who were displaced or lost their land through colonial policies. There are also initiatives focused on educating the public about the importance of land sovereignty and advocating for the protection of indigenous rights. Overall, the article provides an in-depth look at the intersection of history, law, and culture in Guam's land ownership system, revealing the challenges faced by the island's residents, especially the Chamorro people, in navigating a system heavily influenced by colonialism and outside interests. In conclusion, the struggle for land ownership in Guam involves balancing rights, especially the right of indigenous people to their ancestral land, with the responsibility of both the government and individuals to ensure that these rights are respected and that the land is preserved for future generations.